Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode 149. This is a space where you are going to receive a message that wants to reach you, a message from the universe, from whatever higher being you believe in. And my name is Anisha. I am an aligned life coach who help people who feel stuck in a life, who are, stuck in a life that no longer lights them up, to create a life that is fulfilling and authentic. So, this is a little bit about me. And before we begin, I would love to know about you, like which part of the world you are joining us from. And are you here for the very first time, or have you been here before? So, feel free to drop in a hi in the comments. And until you do that, let me tell you what we do here in these lives. So, let me give you an overview so you have an idea of how you're going to spend the next 1.5 hour. So, what we do here is we usually start with a meditation of around 15 minutes, and that meditation is to help us feel more grounded and more open to receive that message, to receive the message that is for your highest good. So once we are done with the meditation, then we move on to phase two of this live where we have a wheel of wisdom. Okay. So this wheel that I'm talking about contains the name of 50 plus books that I have came across in my own journey of healing and personal growth. So, what we do is we set an intention and spin the wheel so that the universe, God, divine, source, spirit, angels, ancestors, whatever you believe in, choose a book for us randomly from that wheel. Then I open the book and we play a game where I ask you guys to pick a number, and then intuitively I pick a number amongst your numbers, and then we do a reading based on that. So, and then things flows from there. So I will share more when we get to each part, but for now I would love to know that, are you guys ready for a meditation? Like, are you settled in a quiet place or wherever you would like to meditate? And if you are, you can type ready in the comments or press the heart button to let me know so that we can begin with the meditation for today. Okay, Durgesh is ready. Wonderful. What about other people? Hmm. I know some of you, quietly listen to these lives on the side. So, yeah, I'm going to wait for maybe 10 more seconds and then we will begin. Until then, I will also, drop a text in the comments in case anyone joins us during the meditation. So, let's see. Okay, so we are all set. I've dropped the message, and I hope that by now you might have found a position which feels comfortable enough to meditate in for the next few minutes. Okay. Hey Caitlin, welcome back. And I hope that you're doing fine. And it's great that you're ready. Okay, so let's dive in. Begin by coming into a comfortable position You can choose to sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. As you begin to settle in this posture, allow your spine to get just a little bit taller. You can rest your hands comfortably in your lap, on your knees, or by the sides of your body. And if it feels safe, either allow your eyes to close completely, or alternatively, you can lower your gaze so that we can turn our attention away from the outer world and let our awareness rest on our breath. Noticing the air entering your body through your nose into the chest and all the way down, inflating your belly. And as you exhale, noticing the air leaving your lungs and letting and coming out through your nostrils. So continue to follow your breath for a little while. Allowing yourself to arrive in the here and now with each breath. And now that you arrive here fully, just as you are, bring your attention to your body, scanning your body from head to toe. Notice where you are holding tension within your body. Perhaps your jaw is tightened or your shoulders stiff, or there is a constriction in your throat or your chest, or maybe you are holding tension in your forehead. So, without trying to change anything, Simply notice. Noticing your entire body and the areas which are holding on to some tension. Now, on your next inhale, imagine breathing space into these tight spaces. So, breathing in freshness and spaciousness in these tight areas of your body. And as you exhale, with the exhale, imagine gently releasing what you don't need anymore. So, breathing in space and breathing out anything that no longer serves you. Continue to breathe in this manner. And if you notice your mind is wandering into thoughts or it is getting distracted by what is happening around you, then that's okay. Simply bring your attention back to your breath, using your breath to inhale spaciousness and lightness into the tight areas, and with the exhale, letting go of unnecessary tension. Now bring your attention to something that is holding you right now. For example, the floor or chair beneath you, the room that you are in. So feel that you are supported. You are not alone in this moment. If it feels okay, you can place a hand on your heart and repeat some kind words. For example, I am safe in this moment, which you are, otherwise, you won't be meditating right now. So let your body know that I am safe in this moment. I am safe right now. Allowing your body to relax, knowing that you are completely safe in this moment. You can say to yourself, I am allowed to slow down. I am allowed to relax. It's okay to take a break. And if your mind is still distracting you with all these thoughts and worries, then remind yourself that I don't need to have everything figured out right now. I don't need to figure out everything right now. I just need to take it one day at a time. It's okay to take it one step at a time. I am doing my best right now, given my energy levels and given all the external factors. I am doing my best, given what I have in this moment. And now allow your hands to rest comfortably again. If you feel like saying something else that is kind to yourself, take the next few moments to do so. If you don't know what to say to yourself, then you can consider what would you say to your best friend if he or she or they were in your situation. you can say something to yourself that you need to hear at this point of your life. Something that brings you relief or trust. So, whatever it is that you need, say that to yourself. Ask yourself, what would be great to hear from someone else at this moment of my life? Beautiful. You did great. So, my dear one, when you are ready to come back, allow yourself to take a deep breath in and a slow breath out, becoming aware of your body again and noticing the effects of this practice. Noticing what emotions you are feeling, or whether you still feel the same sensations that you felt when we began this practice. Whether you noticed some shifts or not, all of it is welcome. Allow your body to be exactly as it is and begin to wake up your body by bringing small movements like wiggling your toes and your fingers, moving your body in whatever direction it feels like moving. Hmm. Now, slowly bringing it to stillness, and whenever you feel ready to meet the world around you, allow yourself to gently open your eyes. Noticing your surroundings. Welcome back. if you guys feel like sharing your experience of the practice, you're welcome to do that in the comments. And if you don't feel called to type yet, then you can simply press the heart somewhere here to let me know that the practice resonated with you. And I see that some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So, a warm welcome to you all. Welcome to episode 149 of Wheel of Wisdom. And in case you guys missed the meditation, I will share towards the end of this live where you can find the meditation. But for now, we are going to move to the second phase of this live, which is about receiving the divine guidance, receiving the message that wants to reach us, that we need to hear most right now. So, so let me show you guys the wheel of wisdom through which we are going to receive the book and the message for today. Okay. And actually before I show you the wheel, I would like your feedback on a little thing. I wanted to ask you that the meditation that I just guided, so for those who did follow the meditation, are, like I want to ask, did you hear any background sounds? Because I kind of changed my mic setting, and it would be lovely to receive a feedback that whether there was some background noise that was disturbing, because I realized with my previous mic setting, my voice was getting cut in between. So the past meditations that I recorded are not, I'm not sure whether to upload them on Insight Timer or not. And I guess you might also experience that, but you guys might have thought of, you know, you guys might have thought that it might be happening because of the internet. Okay, so yeah, Joanne says, "Good morning from California." Good morning, Joanne. And it is 4:30 a.m. here. Okay, it is pretty early. Thank you so much for, spending that precious time of the day with me and with all of us here. And Joanne says, "I woke up just in time for this lovely meditation." Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm glad that, you liked it. And Marie says, "No, was very pleasant." Thank you, Marie. And thank you for the feedback as well as the compliment. Joanne says, "No background noise. All is well." Thank you, Joanne, for letting me know. And Kim also says, "No interruptions." Okay, wonderful. So now I will record the meditations in that setting, in that it was before in the meditation, and then, yeah. Okay, thank you for the feedback. Now, let me show you guys the wheel so that we all can receive the beautiful messages that wants to come through. So, my dear ones, this is our wheel of wisdom. And this wheel, as you can see, contains over 50 books here, 50 transformational books from my own journey of healing and personal growth. So, now what we are going to do is we are going to set an intention, and then we are going to spin the wheel so that the universe, God, divine, source, spirit, angels, ancestors, whatever you believe in, whatever you think is guiding you, can choose a book for us from this wheel. Okay. So, for the intention part, I invite you all to take a moment and either ask yourself that what do I need to receive guidance on today? or ask the universe or whatever higher being you believe in that what do I need today? And once you have either sent this question out into the universe or asked your own inner wisdom, ask your own soul, what do I need guidance on? Let me know in the comment by typing ready so that we can spin the wheel and choose a book for us. So, yeah. And if you cannot type ready, then you can, simply press the heart button somewhere here. So, have you thought of something? Let me know so that we can spin the wheel. And if you're taking your time, feel free to do that. Okay, guys, so shall we spin? Or do you need more time? Okay, we have some hearts. Okay, so, okay, so now holding that question, or if answer came to you, then holding that answer, that area of your life in which you would like some guidance in your mind, in your awareness. Juven says, what is the question? So, yeah, I was asking that have you guys thought of something regarding which you would like some guidance? And you can also ask the universe that what do I need today if you do not have anything in specific. Okay. So hold that in your mind, hold that in your awareness as we spin the wheel so that the right message can reach you. It is so, I don't know, magical, weird, or a combination of both. But yeah, this is the same book that came up in previous live and the one before. And we have 50 books here on this wheel, and this wheel chooses randomly. So the book that is coming up again and again is Think Straight by Darius Forox. Think Straight. Okay, let's see what this book wants to convey to all of us here today. Hmm. So give me a second to choose some numbers so that we can play a game. Okay. Hmm. So now the instructions for this game is I would ask you guys to choose a number between certain numbers in a moment from now. And the instruction is to not rush at all. Instead, to, you know, to share the number in the comments that pop up for you, the first number that comes to your mind. Okay. Then I will go through all your numbers and pick a number that I am feeling intuitively called to. So, in this way, we will get to, receive that right message by tapping into our collective wisdom. So, the numbers between which I invite you guys to choose are 30 to 80. So, take your pick. Thank you, Marcel, for choosing a number. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Joanne. Anyone else who would like to share a number? Okay, seems like we got the top three and we are continuing with them. Okay, so let's see the number that I'm feeling most called to. Okay, I see some new people joined here, so let me repeat the instructions. I have invited everyone to choose a number between 30 to 80 so that we can receive, the intuitive message, the divine guidance that wants to come through. Okay, guest has chosen a number for us as well. Hello, Kathleen. Welcome. You are just in time for our first reading. Feel free to share a number if you feel called to do that. Okay, so I'm going to wait 5 more seconds in case anyone new is typing a number. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so the number that I am feeling most called to is 60, and the number has been chosen by Marie for all of us. Thank you, dear. Okay, let's see what wants to come through page 60. Hmm. Okay, so the title on this page is Don't Try to Think Your Way Out of Everything. So the author says, this doesn't make sense at first sight, but when you think too hard, you often come up with bad ideas. That's because you can't actively think your way out of everything. We all had good ideas while taking a shower. Well, I had many of my ideas come there. That's because we are not actively thinking. It's good to let your attention wander and stop thinking. This is also a part of controlling your mind. You have the ability to decide when you want to let go of your thoughts, similar to relaxing your muscles when you lay on the couch after a tough day. You can let you can let loose of your thoughts. Ah, how wonderful it feels, to get on that couch or bed after a day long of work. And your mind also needs that relaxation sometimes to not always keep on pushing, thinking, predicting things. So that is also a skill to know that to allow your mind to let go of those thoughts and just simply be for a while, to enjoy the stillness. So you can do that in many ways. Some like to take a yoga class. like focusing on your body movements and the stretching feeling of your muscles and all of those things instead of being in your mind, feeling your body, which most people are not aware of. Like right now, also, you might not be aware of your foot or your toe until maybe I said so. And you were just, aware of this portion. And beneath that, everything is like, out of our awareness most of the times for most people. So, yeah, so some like to take a yoga class, other prefer to meditate every day. The medium doesn't matter. I have learned that there are many ways to relax. However, only one thing is critical. You don't need anything to relax but yourself. You don't need anything to relax but yourself. You don't need yoga, exercise, meditation, music, scents, or whatever it is that you think you need. Let go of everything. You can escape your outside world and go inside your mind to find peace. If you can't do that right now, train yourself. Become aware of your thoughts, observe them, and let them go. That's the whole process. Again, you can become aware of your thoughts, observe them, and let them go. That's the whole process. You can do that anytime, any place. You don't need a different scenery or a class to do those things. Let go and relax, and do it as often as you think is necessary. You will find that the moments you are not thinking are just as important as the times you are actively thinking. So, two things are coming up for me from this reading. The first, I would like to share that the first thing that is coming up for me, which is that in case you are like, okay, I can't let go of them so easily, it is not so easy, or I don't really know, that how to let go of them without being dependent on other things, how just me being me is enough to find that peace, to find that stillness. And you don't really understand how that simple process that the author mentioned can help you find that peace that you're looking for, find that peace of mind. Then I have a little something for you guys. And that thing that I've created is just a guidance through this whole process, which involves you not changing anything at all. Exactly. You don't need anything. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to get rid of those thoughts or push them away. All you need to do is observe them and you will find that peace. So, if you want to have a glimpse of that, what I'm saying, then you might like this particular meditation that I created. And, you know, a lot of people have felt that peace or stillness when they did that. So, that's why I would invite you to try it if you're curious about that, if that is what you're seeking. And about the last line that that I read from this paragraph, which was that you will find that the moments you are not thinking are just as important as the times you are actively thinking. So so I kind of really, struggled with that, especially because the thing is that I like being more present. I'm a mindfulness teacher and I like being more mindful. It makes me feel more alive and it has all these wonderful things. But something that I struggled with was that whether to use the moments when I was doing just simple chores, of the house or any other simple chore, use that to be present or to think. because the thing with me was that, as I said, the creative ideas, the good ideas came to me in my shower, right? And also they come to me when I am doing these simple chores, that do not require a lot of attention. So now I was like, should I think about them because I really need an idea to create this project? Or should I be present? So sometimes it felt like, the creativity part is more important, the thinking part is more important. Instead of wasting my time doing these chores, let's just think about something that is really, really important. You know, um, and because the chore is not that important. But the thing is that I found a balance. I decided for myself the solution was that I will choose one task a day to be mindful, or I would find balance that I would be mindful in certain tasks and think about it, think creatively, find those ideas, or just, um, drop something in my mind and let that idea come to me. I will do that in certain chores, right? So, what I'm trying to convey from this is that the presence part, the stillness part, the not thinking part is really, really, really important because the thing is, we all need balance. Because if you notice, most of us do not spend a lot of time being still, being quiet, being, not doing or thinking anything. We are always doing, 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 thinking, thinking, thinking. And we fill every single moment of our life. And we forget that the stillness part is as important because if we don't give ourselves that time, then we drain out and we stop feeling more alive and more connected and more peaceful. And also, creativity also comes less when we are just doing, by force. Beautiful things don't usually come by force. Like when you're trying to fall asleep and you're forcing yourself to fall asleep, then it is really, really hard. But when you simply allow yourself to relax, when you just let go of um, this really, really rigid goal of your to fall asleep by this time so you can wake up this time by next day and do all these different things and feel fresh, doing them. So when you let go of them and you simply be here and allow yourself to relax in this moment, then eventually the sleep also comes up, comes to you. So that is how, the message that is coming up for me is to bring balance and to bring up more of these moments of not thinking and being. And when you do that, you will see the impact that they make upon your day. And they also help you think more effectively, come up with more creative ideas, make clearer decisions, do the task more efficiently and all of that. That peace, this stillness seeps into all these other areas and enhance them in a way. So I don't know if, this was the message that you needed to hear, Marie, or not. Let me know if it resonated. And if it resonated with anyone else, also feel free to, share your experience or whatever is coming up for you, or share that if it resonated or not. So yeah, feel free to drop in a comment. Okay, so now I guess time for our second reading. Mm, okay. So, my dear ones, again, if you haven't gotten the guidance that you were looking for, then hold that in your awareness as you're going to spin the wheel. Marie says, love that. Yes, very good advice. I'm glad that you liked it, Marie. Thank you for sharing that. And what a beautiful flower in your profile picture. It is beautiful. It brings like a warmth with your presence. Okay, so my lovely ones, yeah, so hold that, whatever it is that you need guidance on, hold that in your awareness as we spin the wheel. Okay, it is a pink lotus. Beautiful. So, the book that came for all of us here is Change Your Life in 7 Days by Paul McKenna. So, let's see what this book, wants to deliver us, how it might be able to change our life. Okay, give me a second to open the book and then I will choose some numbers for all of Okay, okay, for this book, the thing is that I do not have the original book because I have read it over a period of the last 10 years and I didn't plan on doing this, but I have notes from this book. So, like, as I was reading these books, I made notes of the insightful paragraphs or the transformative exercises from these books. So, I have, my notes and what I have in mind for this one is instead of going with a numbers thing where I ask you guys to choose a number, I might solely rely on my intuition for this one. And how I'm going to do that is I will close my eyes, scroll through the pages until I feel like this is the section that everyone here needs to hear from. And when I feel that way, I will stop and read out that paragraph to you. Okay? So I hope that you guys are on board with this idea for this book. And yeah, let's begin. And as I scroll through the pages, hold that whatever it is that you need guidance on in your awareness as we do so. Okay. Hello, good morning, Tanya. Welcome. We were just about to do our second reading. And let's see. So it seems like we got an exercise to do. Give me a second. Mm. So, there is like this short exercise where the author we should ask us to consider what would it be like if you woke up one morning and a miracle had happened. Your life had become exactly what you wanted it to be. So do it now. Stop and vividly imagine it. How would you know that the miracle has taken place? So imagine, the next morning. So if imagine if tomorrow you wake up and overnight, like a fairy, an angel, a magical being come to you and it cast, its magic upon you and all your problems have gone away and you are going to wake up to a life that you always wanted to wake up to. So now imagine that as you wake up tomorrow morning, For example, I guess today is Hanukkah, right? Yeah, so I just thought of Christmas, like a Christmas miracle. But yeah, also happy Hanukkah to anyone and everyone who celebrates it. But yeah, so imagine like it was a miracle like that, and you wake up tomorrow morning. And now the question is, how would you know that the miracle is happened? How would you know that the magic happened and you are in your dream life now? So what is the first thing that you would see? So if you feel like you can share your responses in the comments, I guess it would be a wonderful exercise. And it would also give you clarity as to what you want, because most of the times we are focused on our problems and we never realize what we really want. So this is going to be your North Star, and the clarity that you gain from here, you can use it to set your next year goals as this year is coming to end. So you can use it to really understand what it is that your heart really, really wants. So again, the question is that how would you know that the miracle has happened as you open your eyes tomorrow morning and you have that life that you always wanted? So what is the first thing that you would see, that you would have been seeing, as you wake up in the stream life? Misha says, "Hi Anisha, just joined. Hello Misha, welcome back." And the book that we are reading from is Change Your Life in 7 Days. And I asked the question that, so there is an exercise that we're doing from this book which invites us to imagine that a miracle happened overnight for you, for example, and tomorrow morning, you wake up into your dream life, into a life that you always wanted. So when you wake up, like how would you know that a miracle has happened and you are living the life you always wanted? So what is the first thing that you would see? For me, what I would see before I read a comment by Nakisha is, oh, I would see like a natural light entering from my window. And as I, go to my balcony, I see, a beautiful view of nature. Like there are faraway mountains and there are tall trees, so a forest is nearby. So yeah, that is like a first thing that I would see in my dream life. Nakisha says what she would see is my dream life is my wellness retreat center is running successfully and I am taking trips around the world. So Nakisha, um so when you wake up tomorrow and you are already doing that and it is running successfully, how would you know? Like, would you wake up in a different place, in a different destination, since you say you are taking trips around the world? And if yes, then where would it be? Like, what is the first thing that you would see? Are you in a hotel room? Are you somewhere? So imagine the vivid details. That is what gives you clarity. So, yeah. So take your time if you want to share, more specific details, or you can write them down as well. And everyone else also, if you feel like you can participate, use this, because I do a very detailed version of this in my coaching session with my clients. So we are doing a very mini version of it here. So yeah, take use of it. Imagine if you have paid, if this is a coaching session that we are doing and you have paid me, certain dollars and you are here to receive value from it. So take this exercise like that, not just something happening and I'm just saying and you are just listening. Participate, and that's how you get more value out of it. So, yeah. So, that was the first question, like, what would you see? The second question is, what would you hear? So, as you wake up, and so what would you hear in this, dream life that you are in that has been gifted to you by a magical being? So yeah, what is the first thing that you hear when you wake up in your dream life, in the life that you always wanted? Well, I would hear birds, definitely, because there is nature. And I would also hear a water stream, any kind of water body, like a waterfall or a small stream, you know, something related to water. Okay, Kathleen also says birds. Yeah, if we are living near nature, birds are a must. And yeah, it's so beautiful to wake up to the chirps of the birds. Yeah, love birds, exactly. Me too. Okay. Now, the third question is, what would you feel inside? Ah, Nakisha says, I would be waking up in some B&B with a hot cup of tea. Okay, good, good. We are doing great. Yeah, so Nakasha, imagine, what does this B&B looks like? What does your room in this B&B looks like? And what is the view? And what you are hearing here, is this like other people talking, or something of nature, or whatever it is that you prefer. I do not want to dilute, m- make your response biased. But yeah. So first question was, what do you see? What would you see that would tell you a magic has happened and you are living that life, that you always wanted? Second, what would you hear? And third, what would you feel inside when you would be living this life on a day-to-day basis, the life that you always wanted? What is the feeling? What are the emotions within you that you feel? Because that is the juice, if you are into manifestation, you know that you cannot simply plainly repeat it. You need to feel it. And that also gives you clarity as well, that what it is that you're seeking, and any moments that already make you feel that way, that are already in your life. So what would you be feeling inside when you would be living this life of your dreams? The answer that comes to me is joy, because whenever I notice something beautiful, like a bird comes nearby me, or I notice a butterfly, there's this flicker of joy within my heart. So I want to feel that way. Okay, here it is. Kathleen says joy, peace, open, Miami, gratitude, love, optimistic. Oh, so many beautiful feelings. Love that, love that. And lightness as well. Tanya says, I will feel at peace, peace of mind and heart. I'll feel healthy. I'll feel loved and loving. Oh, that is so beautiful. And yeah, so complete. And Nakisha says, it would depend on where I was. It would be the hustle and bustle of a city, or the quiet peacefulness of the country, or the lapping sounds of water. I would feel full, free, and happy. Beautiful. Love that. Yeah, so the key is in the details. And yeah, okay. So we got the responses for this question. Now, the next question is, what changes would have happened in your career? So, if a magic happened and you woke up into a life that you always wanted, then what changes would you notice in your career? What would have changed about what you do for work? Would you still be working? Would you not? If you would be, what you would be doing? What would bring you, what it is that you want to do, even if you do not have to do it? So take a moment to think about that. Like if you had all the money in the world and you were not pursuing your career for money, then what would you be doing? Would you be working? Would you be, doing, pursuing any sort of career or, yeah, doing any work? The answer for me is that I would continue doing what I'm doing, maybe reduce certain things. Um, and if I did not had to worry about anything in the world, and if I had all the money that I needed, then I would still be creating meditations, but I would actually be doing it in places of nature, like sitting, in any sort of nature and creating meditations there instead of my studio, instead of a room in my, home. And yeah, I would still continue that. Um, mm, and I would stop doing a lot of extra things, the background things, the technical things that I have to do. That would change. So yeah, Kathleen says, I would be renovating homes and teaching yoga. Beautiful, love that. Okay. Hmm. Teaching yoga. That is new. And okay, Nakasha says, I would still be working my wellness center and working my farm. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so whatever, change that you guys thought of, or whatever new thing that you would be doing, or if you would still be doing the same thing that you're doing right now, then congratulations. You are living a part of that dream life already. So recognize that. Just like, I recognize that there are a lot of parts that I would still continue in terms of my career or work, even in that dream life. And that brings you fulfillment, you know recognizing that you already have that. And for those who either went for a little change or a complete change, think of how you can bring that into your life in a very small way. So, for example, if you would be teaching yoga, Kathleen, think of whether you do yoga right now regularly, or more days of the week than not. And how can you teach yoga to someone? It can be a friend, it can be your dog, just while you do yoga, think of it like you are teaching it to someone, and there's someone else who's learning from your postures. So like making slight shift from there. um yeah, so making like trying to bring a part of that into your life right now. Yeah, Kathleen says, haha, dog. Dog eye, exactly, so you and your dog both gets fit and you bond in a very different manner now. And Nakasha says, yeah, so you would still be working my wellness center and working my farm. Yeah, so think about that. Would anything change about that? Would you still be doing that? And if everything is the same in that as well, then congratulations. Every time you start to feel irritated with your work, your action step can be to remind yourself that I am doing the work that I would love, that is in my dream life, that is from my dream life. So that is the two scenarios. Okay, Kathleen says downward dog. Exactly. Okay, Nakasha says, Kathleen, come teach goat yoga at my place. Yeah, with the farm and all. Beautiful. Okay, love that. So, Kathleen, you already got a place to teach yoga, right? Connect with Nakasha. And Tahania says, um, I would be financially free, having a heart centered, prosperous business, helping people around the world by traveling and virtually. So, Tahania, think about how you can help people right now. Like, are you currently doing that? And how you can be more aligned to that vision that you have in your dream life, can you change anything that would bring you closer to that? Like if you're not already doing that, if you're not already helping people, you know, then, or at least professionally, then think of a small way that you can do that. Maybe if you cannot travel, then think of how you can do that virtually, Can you create something? Um can you guide them through something? Can you share an experience of yours with someone or online, So think of a small way in which you can start helping people right now. And it can be regarding, if you have clarity, then regarding that topic, regarding that niche, or something else, because that helping part is what bring you fulfillment. And again, when ask you guys to imagine the vivid details, the thing is that when you really imagine it, you really feel it and get into it and gain more clarity and have, like, create a whole web around it. And the things that you see in your dream life, the exact, material things, the exact way in which it is manifesting, that is not important. When, the vision that you get, what we are looking for here is to um extract values from it, extract what it is that really matters to you from it, and it may or may not manifest in that manner. The reason why we go into the details is to gain more clarity and actually be able to have a whole vision, because it is like, general terms do not make you feel certain things unless you go very specific. So once you have the clarity, again, that um the final product that you see is not the goal. The thing, the objective of this practice is to extract what is most important for you, So you mentioned doing this thing, then what is most important to you about that thing, and bringing that into your life, acting on that, taking action steps, making a plan around that, not the actual goal, not the manifested stuff, not the specific thing. Because again, the thing is not going to make you happy, the thing is not going to bring you fulfillment. The thing that bring the key that brings you fulfillment is to extract what is mattering most to you from that vision. So so I wanted to clarify that, because the things can change over time, and so does can your values. But when you act in alignment with them right now, right here, then you can start to live a more fulfilling life right now, without waiting for every single thing of that you saw to be manifested in your life right now. Okay, so yeah. And I guess we need to stop this exercise. We can go on and on. And if you guys need to, if you guys want some clarity and have a clear vision, understand what you truly value, what matters most to you. Um, and especially with the new year coming, a lot of us get this energy to, make some changes, although it is not necessary to do that at this time. You can do it at some other time. But yeah, if you want to, move ahead in the next year more intentionally, in a more aligned manner, and to create those changes in all the different areas of your life, well, the first step is to gain clarity of what it is that you really, really want, what is important to you. So, if you want to complete this whole vision and go into the depth of this exercise and experience this in depth, then you're welcome to, um, contact me. We can work on this together, because, I could simply make a meditation on this or something, but I found that it is not really useful until I am talking with the person, simultaneously asking on specific things, helping them gain clarity, and then have like a whole picture for them. So, if you want that, if you want clarity, so that you can live in more alignment and have a fulfilling year or life, in that case, you are welcome to, um, contact me and we can work on this together. Okay. And before I read the lovely comments, let me just briefly share where you can contact me. So, so you can do that by going to my profile on Insight Timer, which is Anisha Maheshwari, going to the About page there, scrolling down. At the bottom, you will see something like this. And here you will find a way to connect with me so that we can complete this vision and have a much detailed clarity about, what would you be doing, who would you be, that best version of yourself, and what is most important to you, what are your values in every single domain. So yeah, if you want that, you can, contact me here. Okay, let's see. Kathleen says it is fun to dream. I get excited. Yeah, it is, we are always focused on problems, things going wrong, and we rarely just let ourselves dream and desire and, have a clear picture of what it is that we really, really want. And yeah, it is fun. And Nakasha says very fun and just as fun to be working towards that dream. Exactly, So the process is just as important as the destination. And that is why I said the destination here is actually not that important. It's just important enough to gain the clarity. And then your goal do not becomes that destination. Instead of even going with the goal, focusing on the goals, we shift from goals to values because that is what is going to make you feel truly fulfilled because you can do that. You can live in alignment with them right now. You do not have to wait for some time in the future for being able to have that goal, enjoy that goal or something. So, yeah, Kathleen says, so is it the feeling or something else? Can you clarify further? Yeah, so values are different from feelings. Feelings are temporary, they can change, they can fluctuate. And I actually did a whole series of live, the last year in around 3rd December or something. And I did a 6-day series on this whole thing and I have talked about it in detail in I guess two lessons of of two live events of that. So what you can do, Kathleen, is that, and anyone else who is interested in learning more about that what it is that really brings that lasting sense of fulfillment in your life. So if you would like that, you can find it. So I turned it into a free course, okay? And you can access that again by going to my profile, okay? In the about section, when you scroll down at the bottom here, you will find something like a free course or something, okay? And it also has worksheets and everything. So you can check that out. And here you will find, like, in detail, I've explained how values are different from goals and how they are the key to fulfillment. Okay. So I hope that answers, that gives you a way where you can find your answer, Kathleen. Is that fine with you? Okay. You're welcome. Because we have limited time and I don't think we would be able to cover that in a short time. So I guess we are nearing our time. And yeah, I guess it is time to wrap this live up. So thank you each and every one of you who joined this live. And if you guys missed it, if you guys joined late, then you can access, the live, this particular live, as well as the previous ones again here in the about section of my profile. At the bottom, when you scroll down, you will see something like this, and here you will find today's live. You will find the whole 6-day series I was mentioning here as well. And you will find, a way to work with me so that we can, gain a clarity about your dream life, your values, your, best self and everything. And a lot of other, special gifts and stuff, and all my offerings here as well are listed here. So after the live, you can go and have a look and see if there is something that, that resonates with you, if there is something that you need and at this point in your life. And I hope that the session was, helpful. And if you gained any value out of it, or if you would like me to continue doing these lives, then you can make a small donation to support this live if you feel called to. because every single donation helps me, create more and more resources, whether it is a meditation, whether it is like, providing a free course or a free session and all of those different things, so that everyone who needs, some support or guidance can have that, can, have access to that. So I guess that's it for this session. Tanya says, thank you. You're welcome, Tanya. Nakisha says, thank you very much, Anisha. Namaste. You're welcome, Joanne. It was lovely having you. Thank you, Jutsa, for this kind gift. I appreciate it. And I'm glad that something about this space or me or my work has touched you in this manner. And I hope that something miraculous happened for you today, that brings a warm feeling in your heart and a smile on your face. Thank you. Okay. So I hope that I didn't miss anything. Yeah, okay, I think Nesh joined in and I missed his comment. So yeah, welcome Nesh. Om Namah Shivaya. Justa says, love your voice. Oh, I'm so happy that that makes you feel, I don't know how it makes you feel, but yeah, you like it. Yeah, peaceful, thank you. Yeah, I lost my words. Okay, thank you. Um, yeah, so I will see you guys day after tomorrow where I have my next live. And yeah, I hope that you would join it. So till then, take care. Bye bye. Kathleen says, yes, love your voice. Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Take care. Have a beautiful, wonderful day. I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste.